All right, we're talking about the use of pistons as our source of motive power for a robotic structure, and the robotics people will quickly bring out a problem of pistons or hydraulic cylinders, which is that it is difficult to reasonably, quickly, easily, and electronically have a determination of what is the extent to which the piston is either extended or retracted in a measurable, easy to understand, precise, and quickly updatable form. There are a lot of different types of measurement systems that have been proposed, none of which are very satisfying. And I think this is the reason why hydraulic cylinders are not in use in the robotics world. But I think that there is a way that hydraulic cylinders can be modified so that they could be used for robots. And in order to discuss that, we need to take a look at a different way of looking at hydraulic cylinders. And I'm going to pull up this drawing, and you can see over here we have a hydraulic cylinder. It's your basic hydraulic cylinder. Other than that, we have modified this hydraulic cylinder so that there's a series of rectangular shaped openings in the wall of the hydraulic cylinder. And in SketchUp, this has this form to it, but the reality, this would be a smooth round curve. It's just that SketchUp doesn't do that. It's too complicated. So just remember that this is a round curve, and it's round on the inside because the piston head has to make a seal so that the fluid doesn't leak. On the other side, we can look at this cylinder wall and see that we have this structure built into the cylinder wall, and I don't think it's going to be very hard to make this. I think you could bring this metal material of the cylinder wall up to a temperature where it's in a somewhat plastic state and just push a rectangular set of structures through it to create these channels. I think that if the device that you were pushing through it was a high temperature metal with a particular coating, and the coating that I would suggest is boron nitride, because boron nitride, I think, is an almost underappreciated material. It is like magic. It's strong, it's extremely resistant to heat, and it is very slippery with respect to anything that tends to want to stick to it. So if you had pointed rectangular shapes of, say, tungsten that then were coated with boron nitride, and you brought this aluminum or this alloy aluminum cylinder wall up to a temperature where it has some solidity to it, but it's somewhat plastic, I think you could make this shape immediately without having to use lasers or grinding or cutting to do any of this. And the parts of this shape that are important to notice are that it is rectangular, and it does have metal in between. This rectangular opening has metal in between that rectangular opening, and we do have these tubes down the side, and we'll get into what that's all about in a minute. So imagine that you have this cylinder and you've cut into it this channel, and this channel has these parameters that we mentioned to you.